Welcome to day 3 of Tubiween. What a name. Tubi, still here. Anyway, our next film in this gauntlet is, it's another Puppet Master movie. And I'm sorry, but there were just 2 Puppet Master movies I hadn't seen yet, and it was Blade the Iron Cross and they've returned to the Puppet Master title this time. I didn't just call it Dr. Death, they called it Puppet Master Dr. Death, which is what they should have did for Blade the Iron Cross, but whatever. A couple things to note about Puppet Master Dr. Death. It's directed by a guy named Dave Parker, who has done... And it's written by James Quinn, who has written... this film. But, hey, whoa, maybe not behind the camera, but we got star power in the cast. We got Melissa Moore from Samurai Cop. And some weird fucking Donald Farmer movies. I don't remember. But Samurai Cop, what the fuck's that one? Vampire Cop, that's the Donald Farmer one. She's in another one, I don't remember what it's called. It doesn't matter. Melissa Moore is like, I get this weird feeling with Melissa Moore, okay? I don't know how to explain it, but seeing that she's in like a new movie does not give me the same joy that like seeing Barbara Crampton in a new movie does. When I see Barbara Crampton in like a new B movie, I'm like, oh good, it's Barbara Crampton, but I see Melissa Moore in a new B movie and I'm like, oh no, it's Melissa Moore. I thought you were teaching people how to ride horses now. What are you doing? I don't know how to describe it. Maybe it's just because she's been in, unfortunately, some of the worst shit imaginable, and I just feel bad for her because there's no animosity towards me seeing that she's in the cast. It's not like a vitriolic expression of anger or disgust that she's in the cast. I'm just always like, oh no, you know, I don't know. I love you, Melissa Moore. I'm sorry, but I don't know. It's not the same joy as when I see Barbara Crampton in something, or Felicia Rose from Sleepaway Camp is in something. That was the highlight of Terrifier 2 when I was watching that, and the principal at fuck-ass kids' school was the Sleepaway Camp girl, because I immediately like slapped my wife on the shoulder and was like, "Get back to Sleepaway Camp!" I was so excited. That was the best part of that movie. But we're not talking about Terrifier 2. We're talking about something better, Dr. Death, and I'm not taking that back, because Dr. Death, for what it is, pretty good. I'm sorry. I kind of liked Dr. Death. It's not... Okay, so here comes the big schlock thing, right? This film is 59 minutes long. It's not even an hour. It's 59 minutes. When I give the rating for this is to put into perspective once again, this is not a rating that is comparable to, I'll say, a real movie with this rating. Okay? If I give a real movie the rating that I gave this movie, it does not hold the same weight as a schlock straight-to-streaming full-moon Puppet Master movie, okay? I don't know how else to describe it, but we'll get into it a little bit. But not only do we have Melissa Moore here, I'm sorry, there's also Laura Dennis, I want to say is what her name is, and another wrestling guy. I should have wrote down his name. He's here. Sorry. Here. That's where the empty space is. It's mirrored. Laura Dennis, I knew nothing about. I didn't even know what she did. I had no fucking clue who she was. She showed up for 2 minutes in this movie, and I immediately saw her face and just was like, I know you from something. Why do I know you? And there's always like the thought in the back of my head, and this is gonna be terrible, so sorry, Mom, but there's always the thought in the back of my head when watching these low-budget movies where I see somebody that I recognize, and I'm like, oh god, don't be from porn. But she's not. She's a wrestler, apparently, and I'm assuming I just happened to see her on clips, or in clips on Twitter somewhere, and she has like a very recognizable face, and I don't mean that in like a mean way if you're watching this terrible program, Laura Dennis, but she has a very distinct face, so it must have stuck out to me when I saw her, because I just kept like, it made me like sit up on the couch, like I'm just kind of leaning back watching the movie, and then I was just like, I know her. I had no reason to know her. This girl looks familiar. Like she might have been in some other schlock garbage that I've seen. She's in the movie for like 2 minutes, and then there's like a bigger wrestler guy, I believe with the same league. I don't know wrestling, okay? I'm gonna say that. There's the WWE, and then there's other branches of probably not related to WWE. I think she's in like AEW is what it's called, I think. I don't know. But she and that guy are in this. Are in the AEW, I think is what it's called. There's that. We got star power in this one. Hey, paisanos, the general plot of this movie. And the whole time I'm watching it, I'm trying to remember if the Dr. Death puppet had been in any other movie prior to this. And the entire movie, I was like, I don't think he was. I think this is a new puppet, which, like, for a franchise as old as this, it can go one of two ways of, oh my god, they're introducing a new puppet, what the fuck? Or, holy shit, we're getting a new puppet? That's awesome. It's been 30 fucking years. To which I was down for this one, honestly. Dr. Death is kind of neat. Just a up doctor puppet that just wants to cut people open, basically, like to perform. He basically performs the surgery and then stops about halfway through. Is essentially what he does. And I was into it. I was like, hey, I'll take a new puppet. And so the plot is this woman, I think she lived in California. I don't remember. But she lived in like California or something. And she moves to this neighborhood somewhere. She starts working at Shady Oaks Retirement Home, where Melissa Moore is a resident. And she probably has like 2-3 minutes of screen time in total. She gets killed off screen. Spoiler. She starts working at this retirement home, and she makes mention at some point when she's just talking to her coworkers that she's looking for family that has been lost or something like that. Like she lost a family member, but like not in death. It's just they're physically lost. She doesn't know where they are, and they're somewhere in this area. So she's trying to find them. So she's moved to this area, picked up a job here, and that's what she's doing. The movie starts with a dude having a heart attack and dying because he's having like PTSD flashbacks of Dr. Death. This one's also set in modern time. I need to point that out. It's set in modern times. Thank God. We have like one little minute flashback to World War II when the dude's having like a PTSD heart attack induced PTSD flashback thing. And that's it, which is great. A Puppet Master movie in modern times. Holy shit, I didn't think we could do it anymore. But he dies, and they're emptying his room in the nursing home, and they find a trunk, and they break the trunk open, and inside is Dr. Death. Why he had this puppet he has PTSD over, but whatever. Once they open that chest, people kind of just start dying off. Whether it is people at the nursing home or people at the morgue die, and then I guess the puppet comes back to the nursing home. I don't know, because I don't think they're connected. I kind of fucked up if they were connected. I don't know. Whatever. But people start dying once the puppet's revealed, and now it is up to the nursing home staff to just figure out what's going on. They don't know if it's an outside force or if it's somebody inside who's killing these people. They don't know, and they're trying to figure that out. All the while, the corpse of one woman who couldn't speak keeps showing up. Not being a corpse, but walking around. Which, to me, initially upon watching, was like, so does Dr. Death have the Andre Toulon juice and gave her that? Because it was never shown that he had the juice to give her that. It's also never shown that he had the juice to come alive in the first place, but we're just going to forget about that because it doesn't matter. The lore of the Puppet Master series is hell. So that's happening, and this corpse keeps showing up, and deaths keep happening. It turns out, and I am going to spoil this one because I genuinely liked the ending enough. I don't want to say a lot. I liked it enough. Dr. Death is cutting people open and crawling inside of them and controlling them like puppets by just grabbing these two little like vein things and moving them around. It's very funny. The final confrontation is like a guy who's been skinned, so his head looks exactly like Dr. Death's head. And it's really cool looking, even though if it's a cheap mask. It's a cheap mask, but you know what? God damn it, they wet that down, they put slime on it, they make that mask look as gross as they possibly could, and I'll give them credit for that. They did what they could with this cheap mask. It turns out, after everyone's dead, now Dr. Death is headed after our main girl, and she reveals Dr. Death is the family member that she's been looking for, and then we get flashbacks to retro Puppet Master. The one that I completely forgot existed for a little bit. Dr. Death was in that, and that's the only movie up until this one that he's been in. She was related to the soul, I think, that went inside of Dr. Death in that movie, I believe. Again, it's been too long since I watched Retro Puppet Master. I don't remember, and I don't want to rewatch it. It's not good. It's one of the worst ones. So that's the big reveal, is the family member is now Dr. Death, and then we get a cliffhanger ending, which I'm sure will be resolved in whatever the next one is. But that's the thing. It's been 3 years, and we haven't gotten another Puppet Master movie, so there's a part of me that's almost worried that it's over, which would kind of be sad if there were no more Puppet Master movies. As terrible as they all are, it's kind of a nice constant. That's the rundown of Dr. Death. I will say for this movie's defense, and it could have been that the bar was so low after Blade the Iron Cross, that the fact that they went through the effort to make some shots interesting was enough to kind of push it over like being just straight bad to me. I distinctly, there's like a shot where people are talking in a hallway and it's shot through a mirror, like this way, so that you're watching the conversation happening over that way, and it's like that's simple, but the blocking is interesting. Like it's an interesting way to shoot that mundane conversation. Can I also just say again, bare minimum here, interesting idea to do this shot through the mirror. Like, there's not much you can do, right? You don't have a whole lot of money to do effects for the puppet, so at the very least, you can make your shots interesting. And like, yeah, through the mirror like that is kind of neat. I don't know. I recommend Dr. Death. It's pretty good. It's pretty good for what it is. I'm giving it on the Schlockometer a 2.5 out of 5. It is still not like, still not beyond dolls yet. We're not there yet. I have faith that I'll see something that eclipses dolls in this schlock, but right now, not yet. Tune in tomorrow. We're going to talk about our first Italian giallo movie. Damn, the stroke lady's got hands!